We all have self-limiting beliefs, and they can get in the way of us becoming our fullest selves. So in this conversation, I'm speaking with Saul, an emotional intelligence expert, about how we can identify and remove those. Welcome to Happiness Adventure. I'm Lisa, and together we'll explore ways to cultivate real joy in our lives. Michelle, as a coach, you work with people to maximize their joy and live with meaning. One of the ways that you talk about doing that is recognizing our self-limiting beliefs. Mm-hmm. What do you mean by that?
What happens is we get a belief system. Our first belief system typically comes from our parents, mm-hmm. right? What happens is events take place, mm-hmm. we make decisions about ourselves, and that continues to feed into our belief system about who we are and what we're capable of. Mm-hmm. And what we don't realize, it happens very quietly and very unconsciously, that our belief system starts to dictate our behavior. Mm-hmm. And we don't see our belief systems as beliefs. We see it as the truth. This is the way that the world is. This is the way that I am. Mm-hmm. I'm not smart enough to run my own business. I don't have enough money to be an entrepreneur. And so we start telling ourselves things of what we can't do. Mm. And oftentimes we don't realize that it's actually might not have anything to do with the truth. Yeah. It's just a belief system that is limiting us.
What's an example of a self-limiting belief that someone might have, maybe even one of your clients, mm-hmm. hypothetically?
Another quite common self-limiting belief is, I'm not lovable. Mm-hmm. I'm not lovable. And if that's a belief, then secondarily, I might believe, well, I'm going to be alone for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. And then it's going to force me into behaviors like not getting on the internet, not taking a friend's invitation and going out to a party, because why bother? Now I'm in a state of resignation, mm-hmm. and I'm never going to meet anybody. And here's the proof, because I had this breakup and that breakup and this went badly. And so now I'm extrapolating that to the whole rest of my life. And that has nothing to do with the truth. Yeah. It's just a self-limiting belief.
How do we check if something is accurate? Now, of course, everyone's lovable, but we might have parts of us that we need to change. Yes. How do you check fact from fiction?
Well, that's one of the reasons why we do group work. I'm a full believer in one-on-one work and coaching, mm-hmm. and therapeutic process. And I also know that it's really important to do group work because we get a reflection, mm-hmm. off of the people that we care about. Mm-hmm. And so self-awareness requires us asking questions of people, mm-hmm. and being with our friends that we feel safe with and that we trust, and saying, this is how I feel, this is what I think. Can you give me some feedback? Give me some self-reflection. Can we have a conversation about this? Yeah. The thing is, when someone's in a self-limiting belief, you can't cheerlead them out of it. Oh no, you're perfectly lovable. No, you're beautiful. No, it's okay. Everything's going to be okay. You're wonderful. And what's happening to that person's voice inside their head? They're going, yeah, but, mm-hmm. if you only knew. Yeah. So if I try to cheerlead you out of it, I'm not going to get very far.
Right.
If I agree with you, I'm a horrible person. You know, you're right. You're not lovable. Who would say that? We wouldn't say that to a friend. Start pointing out places and times that you've seen where they've actually been completely successful. Uh-huh. And it's worked. And then it's like, see, it's possible. That one didn't, but the next one might. Mm-hmm. Do you want to close your heart off now and just go back into this box? Or do you want to take risks and stretch your comfort zone and test the waters?
Yeah. Is there an example you can share of one of your clients who had a breakthrough by removing one of these self-limiting beliefs?
You know, I just got a letter, email just about 3 days ago. And he said, by the way, I never write long emails, but I want you to know what's happening for me. He said, that day of coaching was so powerful for me. Here's what happened. I've been holding on to a self-limiting belief that it's not possible for me to have full-time work and a full-time primary loving relationship at the same time. So I have been sabotaging my relationship and focusing just on work. And after we had our session, I started to realize this might just be a self-limiting belief. And now I have fulfilling work and my relationship is committed and soaring. But he wanted to also thank me for being able to point that out to him because it's just turned his life around.
That's amazing. What one belief can open the floodgates or hold back.
And the big thing is we don't see it as a belief. When we're in it, we just think that's the way the world is. We just think that's the truth. And so it takes stepping back and questioning it. And that, is this a self-limiting belief or is this the truth?
Yeah.
I think this might just be a self-limiting belief.
Wow. Well, thank you, Michelle.
You're welcome.
One of the ways we can increase our happiness is by removing self-limiting beliefs. So I've been speaking to Michelle Saul about how we can do that. And in the description box right below this video are the links to all of her resources where you can dive much deeper into those topics. While you're there in the comment section, please let me know what is a self-limiting belief you've been holding that you're ready to let go of. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I look forward to seeing you soon for our next happiness adventure.